Racer cards. I'll share the Discord.
Hey,
Talk about the racer cards.
Internet dirigible still giving us instructions.
No, now I'm
talking
not
about the
muted.
race. Oh, now you. Oh, now they can hear you.
I tricked you.
Well, but then it was weird that you were like, okay, talk about the player cards.
I'm sorry. I'm a little under the weather, but somebody needs to restream.
You
Alright.
said it in such a behind the scenes sort of way. It was like perfect. We got BladeTwinSwords versus Mundungu. This may look familiar if you watch the channel a lot. Anyway, they're redoing a race, and this time they've got a different game to play. They're both really strong. The win rate is over 50%. They've got like over 100 matches between the two of them, right? Like these are some mystery veterans.
Mm-hmm. Mundungu having reached top 8 a few times, as top better classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Stars. I don't know what those things are actually called. I just call them stars.
I think that's what people have been saying. I wouldn't know either. I'm not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Guy at all.
The one thing I do know is that the element is random, so even though water beats fire, that has no effect today. But you never know.
How come the fire card's blue and the water card's pink?
Blame Maurice? I'm gonna blame Maurice.
Well,
The colors. The colors aren't related to. That's the type of card. So purple is a trap card, and blue. I don't know what blue is because I don't know that much about Yu-Gi-Oh, but I know blue is something. That's for sure. Better not forget it.
Like I'm with Magic the Gathering on this one. If a card's blue, it's blue. You know.
Yeah, I don't know if the elements actually have anything to do with Yu-Gi-Oh. They must sometimes, but I feel like it might just be flavor.
Well, this is what happens when TPC isn't here to tell us all about Yu-Gi-Oh.
We should say some just like horrible blasphemous stuff about Yu-Gi-Oh! Make him mad. I don't know what I would say that would actually make him mad. I'd have to know something about the game to say something.
I mean, the fact that none of us even know enough about it to diss it is...
Yeah, I know old Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I played old
is.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Video games. That's about as far... And I watched the TV show, the original TV show. That's about as far as I could go.
I didn't even do that. The only thing I've watched is one of those like Team 4-Star style fan comedy dubs where they're fighting like a robot or something, and they're like, we can beat him with a paradox. Robots aren't good at it. What came first, the chicken or the egg? And he goes, the rocket-powered fist. And they're like, what? And it's when his fist comes out and punches them.
Did you commentate the game or see the game with the Yu-Gi-Oh? It's a Wii game of the Yu-Gi-Oh series where they ride motorcycles while playing the cards.
Yeah, I was on commentary for that. That blew my mind.
Card games on motorcycles.
That's pretty sweet. I didn't even know there was a 5Ds game, and it ended up not being very good, I guess, but it was a fun race.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know there was a 5Ds. I didn't know
that I did
motorcycles were a thing. Like none of that. It all caught me by surprise.
Yu-Gi-Oh has embraced the absurd, which is kind of fun.
I can respect that.
Let me tell you, the box art of this game is horrible compared to this series knowing, like, kind of being known for having aesthetics in a lot of ways. At least, you know, a very definitive look. This box art is some of the worst I've ever seen. It's really bad.
This is really like 90s, like, I don't know, we're gonna make it gross and scary, sort of, for some reason. We don't know why.
You know, we should probably... Did we explain why the re-race is happening? For those who missed it, we should probably go over that.
Yeah, I don't know, I wasn't sure if we should gloss over it, just because it's a shame, is what it is. They played Starfy, and the game wasn't running at the correct frame rate, and it was close enough to the correct frame rate that we weren't sure, so we didn't immediately stop the race, but we had our suspicions enough to confirm after the race to check, and indeed, for BladeTwinSwords, the game wasn't running as fast. It was a meaningful enough change to their time that it would make things really close. It was unclear who actually would have won, and so we had to do it again. We got to pick a new game and go at it again.
Yeah, the unfortunate reality of totally playing on real yet variable hardware, cough cough, that sometimes it just doesn't run quite as it should, especially the closer you get to the modern day. Not that this was particularly modern, there was The Legend of Starfy.
Yeah, well, DS is like starting to push it in terms of
do I get to make everyone feel old? Hang on, when did the DS come out?
yeah, it is going to be a long time ago. It's going to be like 2005 or something. Probably.
Oh, the Nintendo DS released the 21st of November 2004.
Uh-huh. I was one off.
That's what, 17 years ago, I think?
So, there might be people in the audience who are younger than the Nintendo DS, yeah.
That is actually highly likely.
17 years ago? Because I used to...
Yep.
So I've never owned a DS. And I was... Because it was always like, oh, that's the new handheld. I have my GBA, but I've never had a DS or a 3D. And I don't have any of those newfangled. But then it's like not even close to being new. It's like... That's pretty funny. That's crazy it's been that long.
I kept up with all the Nintendo handhelds. It did take me a while to get a DS. I had a PSP first. I thought that would be the way.
I do actually have a PSP.
PSP has lasted long. Like, you can still get use out of a PSP today. Especially
true.
with the...
It's so easy to
it's
hack.
got like native PSX emulation or something. It's
It
pretty
does.
sweet.
And also PSP games, so you just load those right on there, no problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get some movies going on some UMDs.
Oh, but imagine
Classic. I
a
had Napoleon
PSP
Dynamite.
Go. Oh, the uses you could get out of that.
Wait, hold on. I just want to make sure. Is Mundungu actually playing in like 3D vision or whatever? Yeah.
It might need to be fixed. I haven't... What's the name of the character that they're picking for this?
The middle guy, Light. Yeah.
As simple as young adults talking about growing up with stuff like Halo. I felt old when I realized there are people younger than the over 9,000 meme. Or who have never heard of All Your Bases Belong to Us. and I was like, oh no. Oh, the pain. And yet Rick Roll came back.
Wait, Mundungu. You don't have to play with the screen all messed up.
I'm still trying to get... Can you help him figure that out? Oh,
I don't know how to do it.
It's in
mine
the
launched
basement.
in nice vision.
If people didn't guess the console, I'm pretty sure they figured it out now.
Like, did he mute me or something? Like, he's not even... I don't know, he didn't respond at all. Unless he's got, like, a Virtual Boy and he's playing on that and he wants to see it in 3D. Alright, isn't it all split up in red and blue or whatever for you?
No, yeah, Mundungu's is messed up. It's 100%.
Red and blue, that's right. We're playing on a knockoff console, the police station. It's a plug and play. Clearly the best use of our time.
Can one of you pull up the... Maybe, Myth, you could pull up the game and look at the settings, or just any virtual... I guess I have ROM sets.
Mine
I can just pull them
launched
up.
in the correct way when I just put it.
Well, you could just see which settings you have. It's like a black and white... Apparently I'm opening 3D Tetris. That's the first one in my ROM set.
Have we ever had a plug and play tourney? We should have a plug and play tourney.
No, you want side by side, and you want I mean, mine is
Yeah,
just...
I don't even know what setting it is or it shouldn't be, or... If I click defaults, it's good?
Okay, he said it right. He just... he just needed to restart the emulator.
I can't believe he readied up when the game looked like that. Like he was just gonna put up with it like that.
He was gonna do it. He was ready. Oh no!
I got so scared after the redraw last time. All right, we'll recrop it if we have to.
He's gonna do one more thing.
Do either of you know how to update the stream title?
I can do it from the dashboard. I just need to click it. There we go.
Thank you, Mythical.
Mundungu, are you seeing me? Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right.
Wonderful.
We got there. Okay, so I should be able to just pop over to here. And here we have it. Oh, cropping's not perfect, but I will fix that. Game. As we have... Oh no, that's not me. That's Mundungu.
Shocking nobody at this point. It's Jack Bros for the Virtual Boy. Well, the Jack Bros part might have surprised somebody.
Look at that. Oh, there we go. Look at that horrible box art while we wait for Mundungu to finalize the crop.
It's always Jack Bro. Yeah, so there are not many Virtual Boy games. I think there's literally like 34 or something like that.
Yes, this is actually a game. This category of this character has not been played in Mystery Tournament before. I don't know how different the characters actually are, but technically this is an original sub when it comes to the category. Because of the character they have to use. I have to fill that in. I just don't remember the name of the character.
Are they Jack Skelton?
No, they're not Jack Oh, Jack Lantern.
Yeah, they're playing Jack Lantern. Jack Frost is an option. I don't know the other Jack, actually.
Skeleton. It's not skeleton. It's skeleton.
It is actually skeleton?
Yeah,
I thought
it's
it was like a joke.
No. It's well, at least that's what this called him. You could tell from the box art that they didn't like really know anything about SMT.
I do. You haven't updated the Discord view. We can't see it there. We can only see it on stream.
Oh no! Why does this happen every time? So slow at everything.
There is a link in the commentator channel in the pins. There's a in-browser thing you can look at that's usually pretty good on delay.
No, this will be easy to fix though. I just share this.
That's few people know this is actually secretly the best-selling Shin Megami Tensei spin-off after Persona. What with Jack Frost and all.
I feel like tucking in after Persona there is like a real You
It's a big
ducked
caveat, yeah.
a massive, massive success.
But this was before SMT was especially very well known over here. It's bigger now than ever. I guess I'll try and get actual Jack Bros music here. Mundungu. There we go.
And they're off.
Alright, Myth, you and I tested
Okay,
this.
I was joking. This is actually Megami Tensei related.
Yeah, this is, if you know SMT, if you know Persona, this is nothing like that. This is a top-down dungeon explory sort of thing. The Virtual Boy Mundungu was surprised, as I was, to discover it has 2 D-pads. So you move with one D-pad and you shoot in the 4 cardinal directions with the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, if you count 4 face buttons, every controller has 2 D-pads, though, as Smash TV taught us.
Same with
Yeah.
Outrigger, actually, or Outrigger, or whatever it is. I think we're gonna see a
Except that's
restream of that at
swapped
some point.
with movement on the right and aiming on the left. And that
Yeah.
was
Uh,
impossible.
So this is essentially like a twin stick shooter, but before you had such things.
Well, that's not true. I think Smash TV was before this.
Yeah, Smash TV's
Well,
old,
that's not a
isn't it?
twin stick though.
Oh, it's close
Well,
enough.
this is not a stick either. This is 2 D-pads.
Right.
If you want to be that pedantic about
I guess
it.
that's true. Yeah. So
Also,
games
what
like
about the
this
arcade?
existed.
Did the arcade Smash TV have twin sticks?
You know, it probably did. So the first world is already over. It's very straightforward. The gameplay consists of find all the keys to unlock the exit and then get to the exit and fall down to the next floor. You can kind of see it below you, which is a neat touch. And then you get to the bottom and there's a boss, and you probably shoot him a whole bunch.
The big sticking point is that the exits are labeled on your little mini map, which is nice. The big sticking point is that you're constantly timed. You can get time ups and things, but if a player were to lose, it would be because of the time, and the worlds get longer as you go on. Like, they're not a consistent length. So, you have to kill all the enemies, and then the exit opens up, is normally how it goes.
Yeah, some of them are holding keys, so
Yeah.
you gotta take them out if they're holding out on you.
You can see them marked with little sparkles on the map. But anyways, especially in World 4, if they die, they're gonna lose a significant... I died on the boss of World 4 and lost which is the last one in the goal, and lost quite a bit of time.
Yeah, that's going to be the big one. The other big factor are these stars. None of the players have used these yet. These are a big bomb screen clear attack. They do a ton of damage to bosses, and the way they work is a little bit interesting. You'll carry them over to the next world. So if you use them on like the boss of World 3 or whatever, you're going to go into World 4 with 0 stars, and unless you take a quick, game over, you will not have them for the boss. And particularly the World 4 boss is invulnerable for long, long periods of time in a game where your time is basically your health. So stars are hugely important on that boss, and it could be a big deal which player goes in with a number of stars for that boss fight.
Yeah, that's something we haven't mentioned yet, but if you get hit, you lose time. There's no health bar. But the reason Myth's testing time was so much better than mine, I think, is because I totally forgot that the stars existed until the second time that I tried the World 4 boss, and I'm not sure the World 4 boss would be very doable as a blind player if you didn't use stars. So that's going to be pretty much required, I think. The earlier bosses you can get through without it, but I probably wouldn't recommend it, seeing how much damage they did when I finally did use stars.
BTS and Mundungu both now pushing blocks around just to confirm the theory that every game is secretly Sokoban.
Yeah.
Lurking in there somewhere. This boss fight for BladeTwinSwords is going pretty okay. Has got 45 seconds and picks up the kill. Mundungu just getting started now.
I don't think I know of any other game that has consistent gameplay like this, but has completely different area lengths. It's a little weird.
Yeah, it was a little bit short for me when I finished, so I kept playing to see if world adding area 5 would be good for the goal. And it took me about as long as 1 to 4 combined. It was really quite difficult. I like the little move from BTS there, baiting out the little spike clappers that are gonna definitely come in and clap, right? When you see those, you gotta have the game experience to know that's what's gonna happen. You can run past them usually. Every now and then, well, especially when they're that close, they'll get you. But sometimes, like, they won't get you when you're going up, but they will get you when you're going down, sort of thing. Like, there's some kind of frame-based thing going on.
Definitely something, if you've ever played a Zelda game, might seem a bit familiar. Mundungu going back up a level because of a soft lock, it seems.
Yeah, push
Well,
the
not
boulder
soft
the wrong
lock,
way.
but...
And then got a nice little bonus. It takes real time for the message to pop up and go away, but it does give you in-game time, which again is sort of like your health bar. So it's a nice thing when it happens. I'm not 100% sure exactly what triggers it.
In World 4, there are a lot of levels that have multiple exits, like on BladeTwinSwords right there. And if you ever do have to redo, it's important to kind of keep in mind which ones of those is going to be easier. Because certain ones, you don't have to collect any keys, and you can just exit right away. And the enemies start to get pretty dangerous, so it's nice to not be able to fight it, not have to fight them.
Yeah, Mundungu took the top middle one here, and I want to say bottom right dropped you right next to something good, if I remember right.
If someone isn't familiar with the Virtual Boy, it's kind of a quote-unquote handheld console made by Nintendo. It was very short-lived, and it failed, and it was overpriced and uncomfortable to use. But it does have anaglyph 3D built in. The players are not playing with it on, obviously. They're just playing in black and white. Yeah, you couldn't really hold it. You kind of had to strap it to your face, but you also couldn't do that because it was too heavy, so you just had to put your head into like a portal that sat on top of the table. It's kind of like if you had binoculars on a tripod and you had to use that to play a video game.
It was essentially the modern VR headset, but without any way to connect it to your head.
Mm-hmm. But if you notice, this game heavily is trying to do 3D things. You can see the next floor in the background. Were you actually playing in 3D, that would actually look pretty cool. I did have the opportunity once. I was in Japan, and there was a Virtual Boy in a used game store, and I played it. And the 3D effect actually is pretty neat.
The big issue
I wouldn't want to
with
do it for a long time. Yeah.
Isn't the big issue that the game itself is actually like a harsh red, more so than any of the 3D effect itself?
So right now we're seeing gray and black. Under normal circumstances, it is a spectrum of red and black. I don't really understand why that was the choice. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but...
If they had picked a nicer or a gentler color than red, it may not have been such a failure. But that's a story for another time and mere speculation on my part.
It probably
right
still
now,
would
story
have been a
is
failure.
BladeTwinSwords on this boss fight. He's holding on to 4 stars, and he's got 99 seconds on the clock, which is probably enough to deal with this boss without using any of those stars. As Mundungu
I
hot
don't know.
on his heels, about
You
to
lose a
drop
lot
down.
of health getting hit, and this boss, he's not even halfway dead on him.
Wow.
He's
Finding
down
the
to
way that
42
BladeTwinSwords
seconds.
is just in there. Yeah, okay, 20 seconds is gonna need to start doing something.
Yeah.
Uses a star. It's gonna be a huge time
Oh,
loss
there we
if
go, there
BTS
we
goes
go.
down, so a second star.
Yeah.
Just to confirm with everyone, that when you run out of time, you go all the way back to the start of the entire area. So for this world, that's like 3 minutes back or something.
sort of loss that, quite frankly, would cost you the race were it to happen. Not something you want to have happen in especially such a close matchup. These two players have been very close together this whole time. Mundungu only like a floor or so behind at any given point.
Yeah, I'm not even really sure what caused Mundungu to fall behind in the first place. It felt like they were slow getting out the gate, and then have been keeping pace by the same amount ever since.
Well, this is pretty significant, because this is about a minute behind. Oh, no.
Well, 1 second left. Mundungu is a little bit...
As we were saying, an unfortunate loss there.
That's a big time loss in this game. If you went through without dying, this is probably I don't know, 19, 20-minute goal. It's fairly short. But the without dying is a caveat. These are two reasonably strong players who have a lot of Mystery Tournament experience. It's not unreasonable. We do have an early rounds only tag on this, though.
Yeah, it's a shame. The last game they pulled, Starfy, was another game that was tagged early rounds only. Because the game is... it's got a lot of things that are cool about it. You know, you don't want to reject it out of hand for Mystery Tournament. But sometimes it's a little bit unlikely to... There's a chance it could give a kind of not great race. So you don't want to give it to two players who are both strong and pretty equal on a skill level, because then it might be some goofy stuff that decides the race more so than how well they play, sort of thing. And we don't... just because it's BladeTwinSwords and Mundungu, we don't necessarily go like, oh, we're not going to give them this early rounds game, because this is the early rounds where they happen to meet, so we just go ahead and give it to them. It's just a little bit of bad luck, I guess, that it was these two that pulled these two games.
Well, at the same time, just because they've been here a super long time, it's not that they're bad players, but there are the sort of people who always are hitting top 8 now are not these two. But, I mean, they are strong. They have experience. Even just knowing what a Mystery Tournament match is like will make you do better in a race when you've never done one before.
I think at least Mundungu is a former top 8 player. I think maybe BTS made top 8? If not, was really close.
No, the card didn't have any stars. I think BTS was like one win away from top 8 at one point.
Yeah.
It seemed to be. I know whenever I go up against BTS, it's a fair fight. It's not hardly a easy win or anything, you know? But yeah, I guess he just never quite made top 8.
Mundungu's my ultimate rival, who I lost last Mystery Tournament by 8 seconds to. And I was so close. It's a janky game. Yeah, and then also my ultimate rival because he had to play first-person Sokoban in Mystery Tournament 14. And I'm sure still harbors some grief, some anger toward me for that.
Alright. 143 seconds on the clock this time for this vampire fight.
No issues. Well, maybe some issues. This guy's pretty hard. The conveyor belts are strong and they switch directions at will. I think it's on a consistent timer, but it's like... This is a much better strategy, though, always going below instead of to the side, so you don't get pulled into the boss. 'Cause I think it's a 20-second loss when you get hit.
BladeTwinSwords was... Oh my god, just got hit by the laser, so... is down a chunk of seconds. They were down at like 30 seconds, so they picked up some clocks. And those are some pickups you can find. There's going to be a whole bunch in a row here.
And in World 4 it's required. I don't think you could get through without picking up these clocks. Some of them, at least.
Oh wait, I was misreading. That was a 1, not a... I thought it was a 7, but it was a 1. Actually, BTS was way down on time. And now is up to 62 seconds, which is maybe enough for the boss with 5 stars? Maybe.
It's gonna be close. This is the boss, though. So we could see an incredible time.
All right, it's just gonna burn through these. This is gonna chunk the boss. It's not gonna kill him.
No, he's got it. He had a lot of stars. Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
20 seconds.
You jinxed it.
Oh my gosh.
8 seconds. Cannot get hit again. Gets stunned. The boss spins around and then doesn't attack. I don't think he has room to dodge. Here it comes. That's it.
I didn't mean to say he's got it. I'm so sorry.
No, I was doing the math and I was like, that was not a fifth of that boss's health bar, and he had 5 stars. That sucks. So Mundungu technically in the lead.
Yeah.
Has 5 stars.
Mundungu's race to lose now. But the stage knowledge actually is somewhat significant in this one because some of the levels are kind of not exactly mazy. I guess they're technically like what you would think of as a maze, but you do have a map. It's not so much, it's more about like knowing what's coming up. Knowing that you have to dodge the fire from the Easter Island heads and things like that.
Allows
lasers.
BTS to really like just rush through these levels again without worrying about missing out on something important.
Mundungu got slammed
So-
for 40 seconds.
BTS is
And
fighting
then
this guy. I don't think
the
he
laser
should have.
for
He
another
could have just
30.
left.
So you can shoot the laser. Oh boy, yeah, Mundungu's run is over basically. You can shoot. There's 2 lasers and they're pointing at each other, and you can kill one, but the second one's immediately gonna shoot you in the face afterwards. So there's like supposed to be some puzzling here. BTS kind of knows what's up, I think. That or they damage boosted through it last time as well.
Oh man, BladeTwinSwords got the 30 seconds that was sitting on top of the laser just by kind of just barely stepping into it and didn't get hit by the laser. That's strong. Oh no, get the 30. Okay. I'm gonna say do not leave without getting the 30. 30 is massive.
Okay, so he's leaving this floor with like a 50-second advantage.
Well, I mean,
as
this
well
is
as knowing
significant
everything.
because now they're on the same floor and BladeTwinSwords started way later. So, the stage knowledge is really helping him here.
Mhm.
Especially with these weird, like, were these? No, these wouldn't have been 3D because it's like a flat plane.
Yeah, it's maybe the laziest obscuring effect I've ever seen in any game. I'm very confused that they just put some sort of a placeholder texture on it. I don't think that's an emulation bug, but maybe it is. These guys will shoot lasers at you, but BladeTwinSwords deftly dodging them.
Oh right, another thing that's speeding this second attempt up for BladeTwinSwords is he doesn't have to read what the fairy says at the start of every floor. She stops doing that.
Oh, 188, 187.
185.
Has a lot less stars though. Had 5 stars or something last time.
Yeah,
So-
I think when I fought this boss, I had... Oh, got the secret bonus.
Secret bonus.
The secret bonus is speed-based.
Oh, okay.
All of the power-ups are consistent, or else we probably wouldn't have let this in because they're significant. They're in the same place every time.
BTS doing a lot of damage. This attack here just stuns, but it stuns for long enough that you're probably gonna get hit.
Ooh, getting chunked by the boss's arms there. But with so much time to spare.
Oh my god, Mundungu has 6 stars. I think that's enough to just outright kill the boss.
Oh my gosh. We can see something here. Maybe. He's 2 floors away.
Oh, BTS is so close. 58 seconds on their timer. The boss health bar, 1 more hit.
I think that's it. That's done it.
That's it.
Wow, close race.
Very close race.
Oh, Muware, 10 seconds after that.
So I think Mundungu's hopefully going to remember stars or thing. Because remember, the reason they have 6 stars is because they haven't used it once. It sure would be great to see them just hit that button over and over.
Magic star button.
Hopefully they're looking at the boss health bar and is thinking like, boy, I am not doing so good here. Right, because a lot of the other bosses, you feel like you're doing good. You don't really feel like you need the stars. This one, you don't feel like you're doing good, and then,
Oh no.
They had the free win, and he didn't even know it.
Hello, BTS. Oh,
That was a game.
yeah.
It's like that one was a sprint. We marked it early rounds only. That we're trying to avoid a match like BladeTwinSwords versus Mundungu, but you guys happened to meet in the first round, so this is the game that you got. So well done for beasting through it.
This was kind of my game.
Yeah, what makes it your game?
It's very straightforward. No holds barred. Just simple game.
Just hold the
Very
D-pad down.
arcadey in nature.
Shoot a whole bunch of shots. I thought maybe my setup was like broken and I wasn't supposed to be firing so many shots just by holding the D-pad.
So would you say that Persona experience helped you at all in this race?
No,
No?
only played one Persona.
Interesting. Oh, well, very impressive, even with such a handicap. It's clearly, very close ties to the Persona series.
There's actually a prediction thing.
There's always a prediction.
What?
Is it
What
still
is this?
It should probably not. If it's still open, that's probably not good.
Oh, it wasn't. Apparently 29% bet me. What? No, stop betting me.
But you won.
I mean,
And no one should bet at all. It should. It's over. And so this race very much was about that fourth boss. So I guess talk to me about this thing.
Have this. I lost to this spider. I can't believe I lost to this spider boss. So, by having 5 bombs and taking out 80% of its health. Had like no time though. Other than that, it seemed pretty simple to play the game. It's a good game.
Yeah, we wanted to extend the goal, but the 5th area is like way harder than it's like it took me as long as the first 4 to do, basically.
Because you can tell they get longer each time. It continues. I don't know how many there are total.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think this was someone's submission in the chat. So
Indeed.
Area 4 is a bit short, and then Area 5 was pretty monstrous.
Someone, yeah, this was their game.
There are, looks like 60 floors total.
Like the 80% is an hour and 15 minutes.
And that'd probably be a pretty good time with minimal losses, because, you know, you start to lose a lot of time. You lost on the longest. I did the same thing. I forgot that bombs existed, though. You went for your bomb stash, but got stun locked. It was so sad. I said you had it. I shouldn't have said it. It's my fault.
If I'd mashed buttons, I might have beaten the boss within like 5 less minutes.
It was also a bit of bad luck too. The boss kind of moved down, so I think instead of taking projectile damage for 10 seconds, you took contact damage for 30 seconds at one point.
Yeah, the second go around, I had like 180 seconds, so I was just like willy-nilly running around.
So were the stars in your head even as like, I have this option, I'm choosing not to use it for the first couple of worlds, or was it
I was hoarding them.
these exist?
I was hoarding them. Admittedly, it was very much hoarding them. Just for the final boss, because I noticed that like his HP was getting more and more and more, and I knew time was a vector.
Yeah, there's another, I think the Paceman gets into it, but it's kind of hard to like understand what it's saying, like what it really means. But like if you have a bunch of stars and you go to the next world, you keep those stars and they give you additional bonus time for that world based on
Exactly. So I just hoarded them.
that extra 30 seconds or something.
Get that time.
It almost made the difference on that first attempt at World 4.
Fire boss is difficult.
I thought the vampire boss was harder.
Mundungu ended up with a good strat. I actually had to do the vampire boss, I think, twice.
I nuked the vampire boss, so I wouldn't game over.
And
Right.
yeah, we were happy to see that because it was down to the wire there. But if you don't attack him from the side at all and only attack him from the bottom or the top, then the conveyor belts won't move you into him, and that it seems like contact damage is easily the highest
Yeah.
in this game. It was like 20 seconds or something.
Yes.
Well, Jack Bros is in the books.
That's now every character has been done in Mystery Tournament.
Oh, we did all three. I don't really know what the difference is between them.
I don't either, but I can tell you that according to the career sheet, we've now filled out World 4, floor 25 with every character.
Did someone do Jack Skeleton?
Yes,
Skeleton, you
Skeleton. There's no, it's not skeleton. There's a missing E in there. It's
Oh.
skeleton. Even better. Yeah, let me.
Person did Jack Skeleton.
I'll-
I know there's Jack Frost.
Yeah, there's Jack Frost, Jack Skeleton, and Jack Lantern. Let me see. Let me go to the subs.
Wait,
and
Jack
see.
the Ripper? Who's Jack the Ripper?
Jack the Ripper is one too.
There's a fourth Jack?
I don't know. I didn't know he was in this game. But there
How
is.
many- How many Jacks are there? Are we all just Jack? Am I Jack Numbers? Are you
Yeah.
Jack Twin Swords?
Jack numbers.
No.
Oh, this skeleton is also Jack the Ripper. Okay.
Okay.
It's blowing my mind.
Yeah, I think
This
the
you said this was
translation
your
for this is-
game. What are you hoping to pull that's not this game in your next match?
Sakabansa Mundungu doesn't have to play it.
Oh, willing to fall on that sword for him, huh?
Yes.
That's very nice of you. Well, congratulations on your win. I don't usually ask this, but for some reason I'm gonna. You got like a Twitch channel that you want to plug that you want people to know about? Anything like that?
I have none, actually.
No. Do you have like a family member that you want to wish happy holidays? Something? Anything?
I wish all of Mystery Funhouse a happy holidays.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us, BTS.
Anytime.
And our next
You did it.
race, unfortunately, is in an hour. I don't think we can bullshit for that long, so we'll probably go off stream.
You underestimate my bullshit capabilities,
Yeah,
but
I don't-
also
I don't
going off is
We
fair.
can and we should, I guess. I don't think we should bullshit for that long, so we will call it now and come back in an hour to see what's going
Yeah.
on.
For another, we could flip the thing.
Oh
that
yeah.
people could see what it's gonna be.
In fact, that would be